How's everybody doing? It's Paul from Magpie 24/7 back again with another view from the van. I hope everybody is A-OK. And I tell you something, everything is fucking rosy in the garden as far as Newcastle United are concerned. Undefeated in 9 games now, following that 2-1 victory over the Salty Saints down at St Mary's. You can play what fucking songs you want. You can take what little dick shots you want before the match. But Newcastle doing the business, continuing to defy the odds, to defy the critics, to defy the so-called experts, the doom mongers, all that sort of thing. I thought it was a fantastic victory last time out. I must admit, just touching on it before I start on the Chelsea game, before a ball was even kicked at St Mary's, seeing the likes of Joe Linton out, Alan St Maximin, we had no Callum Wilson, obviously, no Kieran Trippier. We had a lot of what you would class as Newcastle's big hitters missing. Yet it is a sign of the progress being made. It is a sign of how well things are doing at the club, that we can be missing those players and yet go down to a team who do not lose very often at St Mary's and beat them in the own backyard. And the scenes when Bruno Guimaraes scored, oh fuck me, an absolute peach of a goal, a back heel fucking volley into the back of the net from a Dan Burn knockdown. The scenes, the limbs, the arms, fucking hell, nobody does it like the Newcastle United support. I've been in amongst that on many of an away games, and it is a sight and a joy to behold. That was fantastic. Newcastle get the victory, and I don't think Southampton can have many complaints about it, to be honest. I thought Newcastle did deserve the victory and stuff. And like I said, that it must taste sweet, because Eddie Howe, his coaches, the players, they'll have heard the little bitchy comments about the fact that the game should have been held weeks ago. And everything, and trying not to get the players who are newly registered they wanted them to sit it out, basically, didn't they? So for Chris Wood to get the first goal and then for Bruno to get the second is fucking sweet as. Love it. A lovely touch. It's like the cherry on the cake. And now 10 points clear as I record this. Burnley have lost, so that is 10 points clear. The games are counting down as well, and that's key. No doubt tomorrow, Sunday, is going to be a very, very tricky game. I know, I nearly said Sunderland. I know Chelsea are in a bit of a sticky wicket. Sunderland are also in a sticky wicket in the third fucking division, man. That's what I'm thinking about. I've just been checking their score, to be honest. But Chelsea are in a difficult situation at the moment. I don't want to touch too much on the politics and stuff behind it, but from a footballing perspective, the struggling, they've had sanctions, they've had things put on them. There's been a forced sale of the club, all that sort of thing. Credit cards not working. So it's the filthy rich Saudi mags against the skint Chelsea lot. It's roles reversed from previous seasons, but look, no doubt about it. I know we're on a fantastic run. We've come off a good victory, but we have got a shite record down at Stamford Bridge. I think I was there last time. It was not last season before, wasn't it? But we haven't actually won there since, obviously Cisse, since he decided to have the absolute game of his life. So I think it's 2012 since we last tasted anything down, in against Chelsea. We've been close. We've been nearly. We've had our moments over games, no doubt about it. But ultimately, it hasn't been a happy hunting ground. But to be fair, tomorrow could be the ideal opportunity to play this lot. They're coming off, obviously, back of a very good win against Norwich away, which pretty much you'd think condemns Norwich to be one of them teams who will be getting relegated out of the league. I can't see Norwich escaping, I really can't. But they went there. Then I whipped round, they put the last of the money, the last of the cash in the diesel tank. They managed to get down to Carrow Road. They got a very, very good, respectable 3-1 victory as we were getting a 2-1 against Southampton. Newcastle have stayed down south. Eddie Howe didn't see the logic of travelling back up to then travel back down. with the extra miles and the everything else with regards to travel. They decided to stay down there till after the Chelsea game and then travel back up home for preparation to play Little Wee Arms. I can't wait for that one. That's another one because they're struggling out there, and we could put a nail in their coffin. That would be absolutely fantastic, but we'll get onto that on a later video. Tomorrow's game, Chelsea are missing a few, including James, who obviously had a bit of a field day against us last time. Earlier in the season, it was Graham Jones's Mags, if you remember that. Gated Guardiola took the team. It was his only defeat in interim charge. I think the other games he drew. But he lost this particular game 3-0, so it's going to be difficult. They've got quality throughout, no doubt about it. But surely the situation, the football political situation at the club, i.e. problems operating certain aspects of the club, not being allowed to operate bits of the club, issues about, like I say, credit cards, financials, all that sort of thing, the day-to-day operations, that will have an effect on them. It will affect preparation. They won't be able to do things that they used to do, and etc. I'd imagine that all the tickets would have been sold for this game, because obviously future games, they can only be season ticket holders. People who've already paid for games at the moment, they are the only ones who can go. So if it wasn't already a sellout, then there could well be empty seats. Newcastle are lucky because obviously we got our tickets before all of this was announced by the government. So there's no qualms, no problem there. Newcastle will be backed by several thousand Geordies, basically to cheer them on. Can we make it 10? That's the big question. Can we make it 10? And I think if we do, and we were to go up to 34 points with Burnley on 21, that's got to be all but safe, hasn't it? That's almost got to be job done, because you look at the games that are left, the number of games that are left and the number of games that they would have to win just to catch up, and you'd think that Newcastle has certainly got one foot safely through the door for Premier League football next year, and the exciting summer that it promises to be off the back of that. It's great to see the fact all these people who were prophesying, yes, you'll be the richest club in the world in the Championship, all these, again, people taking the little shots, and everybody having a little bit of a laugh at Newcastle, and not laughing now. We are systematically going through them and wiping smiles off opposition fans, left, right and bastard centre. The run that we have been on this calendar year has been absolutely fantastic, no doubt about it. Manager of the month, Eddie Howe, and you saw him and his picture getting taken for the accolade with the rest of his coaching team. Very much, again, and it's an undercurrent through everything going through the club at the moment, a united approach. So you had all these coaches there, again, emphasising the fact that it's not an it's a team, it's a united approach. And that is what is reaping benefits. And people can say it's, you brought you out of trouble and this, that and the other. Some of the performances that Eddie Howe is getting from the likes of Fabian Schär, fuck me, even Emil Kraft stepped it up compared to what he was doing before. I'm not saying he's a world beater by any, stretch of the imagination, but you've got Joe Shelby playing out of his skin. You've got Joe Willock, back to the old Joe Willock. You are getting performances left, right and centre from players who were disillusioned, who thought they'd be leaving the club prior to Eddie Howe coming in. And that has been a major factor. That tactics, that in new set pieces, actually working on things on the training ground, improving week on week, new set pieces, new free kick routines, corner routines, you name it. Eddie Howe has brought it to the table. He has literally micromanaged and analysed every aspect of the footballing operation, and the amount of work that you can see that's gone into it is fantastic. And then we've supplemented what is a rejuvenated squad, the players that Bruce had. We've supplemented it with some quality additions. Yeah, they're not the names, they're not the players that some again opposition fans laughed and joked about. But goodness me, they've got the character. They've been researched. They knew that they would fit in well. They would do a job for us. They would tick all of the boxes to achieve this season's targets. And look, as I record this now, I think we've 3-4 points off the top 10. When Eddie Howe come, we were absolutely on our fucking asses at the bottom of the table, scratching around. We couldn't hit the side of a fucking barn. We couldn't pass. We couldn't tackle. And now he's getting performances from even the likes of Jamal Lascelles. Where have these performances come from? Javier Manquillo, absolutely fantastic. Fabian Schär. Fabian Schär looked to be out through the door. I heard that he'd come close previous seasons, leaving. He had his bags packed. He was off. He was going. That is how close he came to leaving the football club. And now there's talk about contract extensions and stuff. And the unity, you only have to see, there's a picture that I put up on our socials. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's in the 90-something minute. And it's for a tackle, and it looks as if the lads have scored a goal. Joe Willock jumping in, making the tackle, making the save, putting his body on the line. And I think Sean Longstaff and somebody else comes along, and it looks as if they've scored a goal. And what they're doing is celebrating a tackle. It is dedication. It is obsession with picking up points, trying to keep clean sheets, trying to keep the ball out of the net, trying to work to the plan, to the system, having a plan, having a bastard system, because we didn't have that under that absolute and utter used web wipe, which was Steve Bruce. And boy, is it funny to see that bastard struggle down in the Championship. But, less talk about him, more talk about Newcastle tomorrow. I touched upon the fact before we were missing players against Southampton. Joe Linton has got a bit of a groin issue. The pain was just too much for him to be able to play Southampton, but he stayed down there. He was on the pictures that you'll have seen after the game. So he was involved in all of that. The thought is that he was staying down there, staying with the team with regards to a good chance of being involved for the Chelsea game. So, yeah, I imagine that he would come back into it, no problem, whatsoever. ASM, he's had a little bit of an illness. Now, that's on top of the fact that he's also was injured previously, wasn't he? But he did come back in the last game. I can't see ASM starting. I really can't. But I can see him on the bench. I can see him making another cameo and building it up and maybe starting the Everton game. Let me know what you think down below about that one. Bruno Guimaraes, I touched on. Fantastic. It wasn't just his goal. His all-round play was absolutely fantastic. He come out with some cramp. Understandable because he's not played too much football. Word is that he's absolutely fine. There is a slight doubt about Federico Fernandez. He's got a slight issue, a slight strain, Eddie Howe said. So I don't think we'll probably take any risks with him. I wouldn't be surprised because, again, Fabian Schär, he's been carrying an injury and a knock, but dedication, obsession, call it what you may. Fabian Schär's been fighting through the injuries. He was struggling at points during the Southampton game. Jamal Lascelles is breathing down his neck. Eddie Howe has talked about some rotation just to keep the physical levels, the levels and the stamina levels and the concentration levels up to the standards that they're going to need to be to play Chelsea. So I think that might be one of the changes that he looks to bring with the captain, Jamal Lascelles, coming back into it. I can also see potentially Javier Manquillo coming back in. He got a few minutes, didn't he, against Southampton, but again, that could be another option to change up, to freshen up a little bit, to get a little bit more energy into the team. Because let's face it, it's going to be a performance where we're looking to counter-attack, where we're looking to spring, and the energy, the focus, the concentration, it has to all be perfect. We can't have tired minds and tired legs out on the pitch because ultimately that may cost us. And I think, look, if we get any sort of result down at Stamford Bridge, whether it be a point or 3, whatever it is, we will take it, no doubt about. I'd like to be able to get something as well, just to keep the momentum going, to keep this fantastic run going, and to have us looking up rather than down. But I do think just another victory will pretty much rubber stamp it, if you will. So that could possibly come maybe as early as tomorrow, maybe as early as Everton, but we'll see how we go. Eddie Howe's got options. He spoke about the fact that even the players not involved in the squad are absolutely focused and determined and united, and they all just want to do their bit. So everybody's rolling in the right direction. We've got the owners on side. We've got the players on side, the coaches on side, the management on side. Everybody is on side internally from the club. There's lots of jealousy. There's lots of rose-tinted specs. There's lots of comments flying around at the moment about the ownership and stuff like that based upon what's happened at Chelsea and stuff like that from the outside. Externally, but internally for Newcastle, I can't remember a time for a long, long time when everything has been so harmonious and focused towards getting Newcastle United results. And I think we're capable of going down to Stamford Bridge. Them, especially in their probably slightly dazed state, the players aren't going to be happy. They're going to be thinking about the futures. There's already talk about players leaving. Hopefully one or two they might like Bridges. That's all I'm saying about it. They might like Bridges. I don't know. But yeah, there's talk. I mean, there's quite a few players out of contract. They can't negotiate contracts at the moment. So again, players' heads, are they going to be 100% focused, or will it be 99 or 98%? And that 2%, that chink, may be something, again, that Eddie Howe can use to Newcastle's advantage. And he's the sort of meticulous planning manager who would take every little sinew, every little opportunity and push it and work it to the 10th degree. And that's one of the fantastic, fascinating things about this man. His energy, his drive, his determination, his perfection. Look, he come out after the game last time out. Look, we've won the game, but I wasn't a little bit happy about this. I wasn't a little bit happy about that. We're going to look back. He said, as soon as I get back to the hotel, I will look at the tape, and then we'll be working on things. We'll be improving things. We had John Joe Shelby come out and said, yeah, there was things I wasn't happy with. It's all about that attention to detail and being self-critical and taking that care and passion in the performance. And like I said, long may it continue. I am looking forward. Previously under Bruce, I'd have been fucking shitting myself. Absolutely, I wouldn't have got out. I wouldn't have got out the fucking bathroom because I'd been fucking shitting myself ready for this game at the weekend. But, you know, looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it tomorrow. The entertainment, the opportunity for Newcastle to get a victory and stuff, all is good stuff. So let me know what you think. Team news, who's going to play, who's going to drop out and make way, and also the score as well. Let me know down below. And in the meantime, take care, keep it tuned, and I'll speak to you later.
Chelsea,